Hey guys, welcome to week 2 of your training for healthy business habits. I am here with Janelle Mathieson. Janelle, wave your hand. She's a Ruby ambassador, and with Harmony Hernandez, who's a senior gold ambassador. She is also multitasking, feeding her cute little 1-year-old Maya, because that's what we do. We are busy people that have an incredible business on the side, or maybe it's our full-time business, but we still have to juggle everything else that's going on in life. And you can either use the things that you're juggling as an excuse, or you can use them as a reason to really lean in and work your business. For example, Janelle is a full-time school teacher. She works full-time during the school year. She was at a volleyball tournament today, and she is here recording this training tonight. So I wanted to start tonight talking about fears, because some of you that are newer to the business and some of you that have been sharing for a while, you have big fears, and you're not sure how to move past those fears. And I had this conversation with a brand new ambassador today that I'm helping to develop to Silver, and she's like, I am so afraid to send these messages. I'm so afraid to do this stuff. And I said, good, that means you're on the right track. That is normal. It's absolutely normal to be afraid. And a lot of people, maybe even you, are sitting around and waiting until you feel confident and comfortable and not afraid to actually pull the trigger and start sharing. And the thing is, that fear will never go away. In fact, if you let that fear stay inside of you, it's going to recycle in your mind over and over and over and over again. And that fear is going to get even bigger. It's going to get so much bigger that you're going to have an even harder time pulling the trigger. And so the only way to get past fears is to act. You simply have to act to realize that when you do the thing, whether it's messaging somebody, calling somebody, inviting somebody to a challenge, friending new people, talking to a stranger, whatever it is you are most afraid of, I would love for you to drop it in the comments, and I would love for you to commit to do that. Because the only way that's going to change is if you actually do that thing that you're afraid of and you realize, I didn't die. I didn't die. I'm okay. I'm still standing. Fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Fear is a story you've created in your mind of a reality that does not yet exist because you haven't even done it. And so you're creating this problem and this story in your mind that is on replay that's making you paralyzed to take action. And I will tell you, coming from somebody that's been doing this for 4 years, I've been told no many times. I've even been told off by some people. I've had people quit the products. I've had lots of things happen. I am happy, I am alive, I am thriving, and I am not dead, because I focus on the wins. I focus on the yeses. I focus on the people that love their products, and I focus on spreading this amazing company and these amazing products. So when you start to feel that fear creep up, just start acting. Get into activity to get past that fear. Now let's talk just for a second about time management and the basics of actually getting your IPA done. So you guys have that great little IPA tracker. Some of you have the app called Dough. Whatever you're using to track your IPA, you simply need to have something, because believe it or not, you will forget people. You'll forget who you reached out to. You'll forget who you're supposed to follow up with. You need to have a system to track. So if you want simple, just download and print up a bunch of those sheets. And I want you to make a commitment today that you will dedicate a chunk of time to do those 5 reach outs, to do that 1 follow-up, to do that little bit of personal development and that personal care time, to do a post on social media each and every day for the next 5 days. When you do that for 5 days in a row, you are going to feel so accomplished. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I did it. I stuck with something. I honored my commitment. And the most amazing things happen when you are consistent in reaching out, in posting, and in talking to people about Plexus. In fact, your business grows. Imagine that. You're able to help more people. And so as you're thinking about managing your time, you've had an opportunity. Yesterday I talked about reflecting and planning in the post. So you've had some time to think about that. Where are you fitting it in your day? Are you putting it as a last priority? Are you putting it as just kind of like something you're throwing in there? Or are you putting it in a prime spot where you can be in a good place emotionally, energetically, in a quiet space? Like, for example, right now my daughters are sleeping. Perfect time to work my business. So make sure you think about your personal life. when the best time would be and schedule it in there. But committing to that IPA and that time block is going to be essential for you to continue to have success in your business or for you to start to have success. So I'm excited for Janelle to talk about the next topic. We have a challenge coming up next week. And honestly, challenges were one of the things that absolutely exploded my business to diamond and beyond. And some people utilize the challenges really well, and some of you think they don't work, and some of you don't use them at all, and some of you don't even know what they are. So I'm going to have somebody that's an expert at talking about using these challenges to build her business. Okay, Janelle, go ahead.
All right, everyone. So for those of you, real quick, if you don't know what a challenge is a great way for new ambassadors to learn about the products and for your potentials to learn about the products. And the thing I love about our challenges is that we have product information, we have testimonials, and we also have people go on live and do their testimonials. So there's a lot of different facets for different types of personalities as far as getting the information. And we do all different kinds. So sometimes we do a whole week, we do a 7-day challenge. Sometimes we shorten it to 3 days and it's a 3-day blitz. Next week's challenge is 5 days. So it's Monday through Friday. And you guys, Brooke was just talking about your IPA. This is a reason to reach out to people. You're given an excuse to reach out to people. So you can, reach out to people and just say, hey, I don't know if you've seen my posts about these awesome supplements called Plexus. We're doing this informational challenge next week. Would you like to join us? Just simple, very, very simple. I actually save a generic invite to the challenges on my phone, and then I can copy and paste it and tweak it if I need to. So you always want to make it a little bit personal for each individual person. So for example, you might say, hey, Brooke, I noticed yesterday you were posting about how tired you've been lately. Why don't you come and join this group with me next week and learn about these products that have given me all day energy? Just simple. You're just simply inviting it. And I think for me, that was a mindset shift when I learned I'm just inviting these people. They can say yes or they can say no. It's not going to define who I am, their answer, and it's not going to ruin our relationship or anything like that. Think of it like sending a birthday invitation. Some are going to come and some aren't. So that is step one, invite people to the challenge. Step two, once they're in the challenge and they've agreed to join us, you have to make sure they know how to find the group. Facebook is constantly changing rules with groups, so you have to make sure that they know how to find the group. What I do is I always give them directions and I put a screenshot of the group in my message to them so they know what they're looking for. And then I'm wanting them to tell me, okay, once you find it, let me know. And then you can know that they're in the group because when you go to tag them in a post, if they've accepted the invitation, they're going to show up when you tag them. If they haven't, then their name's not. An easy way to know if they're in the group or not without having to go into the group and look at all the members, because our groups get really big and that can take a long time to scroll through all of those names. So just try to tag them, and if their name pops up, they're in the group. Once the group has started, you always tag them in the welcome post. You introduce yourself. They want to see you present in the group too. If you're not present and active in the group, they're not going to be either. Okay, so we want to encourage them to participate. Tag them in posts each day that you think they'll be able to relate to. So if you know they are really going to relate with Harmony's pregnancy testimony that we post, tag them in that. If we have Brooke's testimony about getting over sugar addiction, tag them in that. You're going to tag them in the posts that you think are relevant to them. And then a few days in, you're going to just send them a message. Hey, what information have you found most informative? Or what have you been able to relate to the most? Not how's it going? Because that's pretty generic and they're probably not going to answer. But be specific and ask them specifically what information they have found most interesting. And I have some that have said, I haven't had time yet. Okay. So then you tell them, I've tagged you in a couple of the posts. Check out the ones that I've tagged you. And I think those are the ones you're going to get the most information out of. Okay. So number one, invite. Number two, make sure they know how to get into the group and they've accepted the invitation. Number three, interact with them during the week, both in the group and privately on Messenger. And then at the end of our challenges, we usually offer some sort of an incentive for them to enroll. So if that's going on, or you're going to do your own personal incentive, like if they enroll, you're going to do $20 cash back or something like that, then you're going to follow up with them and talk to them about that as well. My challenge for you this week is to send as many messages as it takes to get 3 people into our challenge next week that starts Monday and it runs through Friday.
And it's really just a numbers game, honestly. If you only reach out to 3 people, you're not going to get 3 yeses. It's typically about 10%, 10 to 20%, and that is for anything, whether it's network marketing or any other product. It takes that many reach outs to be able to get 3 yeses. So when we're talking about 3 yeses, we're talking about 20 to 30 invitations to get 3 yeses. And you can also read the post on this group page to read a little bit more messaging examples and how to order those samples for people. So next we get to hear from Harmony. She is going to talk about another important IPA task and business building habit, and that is like building your network through really rekindling relationships and conversations. Because one of the things that we teach that maybe not every company teaches is that you don't just send a cold message to somebody about, hey girl, want to try Plexus? Here's a bunch of links. You'd love the products. You know, I have a sale going on, like all this stuff at somebody that you haven't talked to in 5, 10 years, 6 months, whatever it might be. So Harmony's going to talk to you about how to rekindle those relationships and then eventually transition to talking about Plexus.
Hi guys, my name is Harmony Hernandez and I'm a fitness instructor and personal trainer here on Kauai. And in addition to that, I run a very successful business from my home, and it provides me the ability to stay home with my little girl. She's a year and a half old, and she's sitting right here next to me. So if you hear some squealing, that's what's going on. Before I was a fitness instructor and personal trainer, I was a hairstylist. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my story, and maybe you're going to relate to some of this. And if you do, then just kind of, you know, whatever it is you used to do and you're doing now, relate it to your life. So being a hairstylist, I had a ton of friends, all Facebook friends. We did things together, but we also just connected in that we might all meet up at a big convention, or we might all go to a big hair show together. And so we had a relationship that was kind of conducive to what we were doing in our life. When I decided to quit doing hair, I pretty much just like ghosted those friends. And I hate to admit that because I love them and they were my friends, but we just didn't have a lot of things in common anymore. So we stopped communicating, we stopped talking, and we stayed Facebook friends. Okay, so they were all there, but they were people that I really wasn't communicating with at all. I don't know if they ever saw my posts at all, and I didn't really hear from them or talk to them. So when I started to try working on building my network, I realized, okay, I have hundreds of friends out there that I haven't really been talking to, but I know them. They're my friends. They're my buddies. So I need to think of a way to reopen the door of communication. And you guys, there is nothing bad that will come out of this. If it is a no for them for Plexus, it's okay because you've rekindled a relationship with a friend. So there's always a positive benefit to it. So anyway, one thing I did when I started messaging them was I thought of ways that we did have something in common. And even if it was different now, how our relationship could grow based on that thing. So for instance, I had a friend, Michelle, and she and I were friends in the hair industry. I got out of the hair industry and we lost touch. But we both had babies in the time we lost touch. So I reached out to her and I said, hey, Michelle, you know, I haven't been in the hair industry so long, and I'm so grateful for our Facebook friendship because seeing your posts helps me feel like I'm still connected to the fashion industry and like I still know what's going on in the fashion world. So thank you so much for that. And on a side note, I noticed we both have babies now. Your little one is adorable. How old is he? Something like that. And then it opens the door to communication. We start talking again. We start talking about our babies. I talk about my amazing pregnancy that I had on Plexus. And then my friend Michelle, in turn, reaches out and says, hey, I'm ready to try those things you were talking about. It's a really simple thing, and I regrew my friendship with her. Now, sometimes it doesn't work as beautifully as that, but a lot of times it does. And like Brooke said, it's a numbers game. The more people you reach out to, the more friendships you rekindle, and the more potentials you have that might want to do this business with you. And they're friends that you've had in your life and you've done a business with before, or you've done things with before, you've done college with, or school with, or another job with. And so it's just all positive. Another thing I also noticed is like, I've had friends and then we've kind of lost touch just more recently. So with friends like that, it was maybe during my pregnancy, I was being more of a hermit and I wasn't getting out much. So with those more recent friendships, I might rekindle that by just saying, hey, I know we haven't talked in like a year and a half and it's been super busy with the baby, but I'm out and about more. I've seen you with the stroller at the park and I'm just wondering if you'd want to go for a walk with me one day. So just opening up a line of communication there. And if there's somebody that doesn't live near you, you could say, hey, let's do, a FaceTime stroller walk. If you're like me and you have a young baby, sometimes walking with the stroller can get boring. So it's kind of fun to do a FaceTime talk with a friend while you're walking the stroller. And that's actually one of my little bonus tips, is that to fit work into my schedule with a little one, I do a lot of my work while I'm pushing the stroller around. So I literally will walk her for an hour and she's just looking around, eating some snacks, and I'm, with one hand doing my Zoom. I walk on the sidewalk, of course, so I don't have to worry about cars. And I'm doing my little IPA stuff while she's, enjoying her stroller ride. So that's a way that I like to reconnect with people. And you guys, I know, like Brooke said, fear can creep in and you can be like thinking these thoughts of, well, they've seen my posts and they know I'm doing a business now, and they probably think that I'm just trying to reach out to them about that. But I'm telling you, if you come from a place of honesty and sincerity and the goal that no matter what, you will rekindle a relationship with a friend, then it really doesn't matter if they start on Plexus, because you've gained something even better out of that interaction. So you guys, I think my time is running a little bit sparse here. I am going to finish by giving you my challenge. And as a personal trainer, you guys, I love a good challenge. So here's my challenge to you. I'm not going to count backwards. That's what I do in our trainings, like 10, 9. No, I'm not going to count backwards, but the number is 10 here. I want you guys to think of 10 people. And if you do more, that's totally extra credit. So do more if you want to, but 10 people to reach out to that were friends of yours in the past that you would love to rekindle a relationship with, and maybe you would love to do this business with them. Do you guys think you can do that? Let me know in the comments. I think you can. I think you're going to do awesome. All right. That's what I
love it. I love all of those tips, because really reconnecting with people is about just having a relationship with people and just getting to know what's going on in their life. It's about being a genuine friend. Like, that's what it's about. And some people won't join you. They won't be interested, but you have all these new friends that you didn't have before. And so if you're going about it with the intention of, you know what, it's great to have good relationships in my life. I love having good friends and good connections, and I'm not expecting every single person to join me, that's okay. That's the reality. And I have so many people that I've rekindled with that haven't joined me, that we have a great relationship. And I don't know if they'll ever join me, but they might send me referrals, or in the future, they might decide to join me. So anyways, I get to end by talking about social media, and we'll see how Lily does. She just woke up from her nap and she was not happy. So you got to see me run up the stairs, and that's real life for me. So I'm excited to talk about social media and just give you some basic tips. What I found from the very beginning is that the combination of me reaching out to people on social media, in text messages, on the phone, the combination of me reaching out to people and posting consistently on social media so that I was always in their feed was what really helped me to explode my business. Now, that doesn't mean that every single post you're doing is about Plexus. In fact, you want to go for a ratio about 1/4. So 1 in every 4 posts, at the most 1 in every 3 posts about Plexus. And it doesn't mean that you're always sharing a diagram or a graphic or a testimonial before and after. It could be something like you posting a picture of yourself after your morning run, talking about how grateful you are to have good energy. And you never used to be motivated to get up in the morning to go for a run. But since you started supplementing, you now have fantastic energy and you get up in the morning and you're taking better care of yourself. Notice how I didn't say Plexus at all. I said supplementing, right? Or I said, since I started my pink drink or whatever it is, like you're not saying Plexus, Plexus, Plexus all over the place, but you're sharing little tidbits of your life and how the products have helped you. So every time you share your story, it doesn't mean you need to share your entire testimonial that's like 4 paragraphs long. Sometimes it's just little tiny blurbs of things you've noticed. For example, I could do a post about how deeply I sleep. I could do a post about how I don't have headaches anymore. I could do a post about how anxiety doesn't rule my life anymore. I could do a post about how I don't eat half the bag of M&Ms, and I'm talking about the big bag. I don't eat half the bag of M&Ms anymore if I get M&Ms. There are probably 20 different posts I could do about different improvements I've seen with Plexus, and I could sprinkle those out. In addition to that, it's really powerful for you to share testimonials because some of your friends will look at your testimonial and they can't relate to you. They don't have the same issues you had, and they might think, oh, Plexus is only for those things. Well, if you are posting about a variety of stories, a variety of testimonials, they're going to get to see that Plexus is for anybody. It's for young, it's for old, it's for autoimmune, it's for energy, it's for weight, it's for digestion, it's for sleep, it's for all different things, it's for skin. And when you post a variety of testimonials, they're going to be able to see that. In addition to testimonials and your own story, some other ideas for posting are posting about products. If you've got products you use or favorite products or products that you're impressed with, you can post about products. It doesn't mean you have to hold a bottle of the product up and take a picture of that or post a graphic with the product, but maybe you just simply post a cute picture of you with one of your kids or you out riding a bike or you with your family or it can just be like a lifestyle picture. That's what we call lifestyle pictures. People don't like to follow graphics on Facebook or Instagram. People don't like to follow charts. People don't like to follow pictures of products. It doesn't mean you can never post pictures of products, but people are following your feed for you. They want to see you in your feed. They want to see your family in your feed. They want to feel like they're following you, not just a bunch of products and graphics. So if you are talking about a product, try to use a more lifestyle type of picture. Now, where would you get the information for the products? You can get that on the team page. You can just simply search a product by name on the team page in the search bar, and you can take excerpts from the post. So maybe it's a really long post and there's tons of information about the product. Maybe you're just gonna take a couple snippets of your favorite thing. Or maybe you're just super excited about turmeric and you want to talk about turmeric. You can talk about how there's turmeric in ease and how that helps with inflammation. You can pull bits and pieces out of those, and maybe you even get super curious and you go and you find a cool Google, you go to Google and you Google turmeric and you find a great article about turmeric. You can say, I found an awesome article about the benefits of turmeric. I put it in the comments. If you're going to share a link to an article or a video about something, never put it in the body of the text, put it in the comments. That's because Facebook does not want people to leave Facebook. And so if you put a link in the body of the text, they will actually put your post down at the bottom of the algorithm. So you're going to share any of that stuff in the comments. But think about social media as educating people, inspiring people, empowering people, and entertaining people. You're educating people through product information, through general gut health information you might learn, or blood sugar balance, or inflammation, or if you're learning about the skin and you're wanting to share about Joyome, that's educating. Inspiring is through testimonials and also just through your healthy lifestyle, sharing other healthy things that you're doing in your life, other personal growth things that you're doing in your life. All of those things inspire people and they empower people. Maybe every once in a while you want to share a quote that inspires you. And so when you're thinking about your social media, if this is new to you, don't let it overwhelm you. You probably are not going to post every single day on social media if you haven't been active on social media. I was somebody that was not active on social media before Plexus. I had 150 Facebook friends. no idea what I was doing, and I barfed Plexus all over my Facebook audience. But guess what, guys? I survived, and I'm a double diamond. So even if you do it wrong in the beginning, that's okay. You can learn as you go along that, hey, 1/3 to 1/4 Plexus is where I should be, and the rest should be stuff about other things that I love, other interests I have, my family, other healthy lifestyle stuff, other inspiring stuff, funny stuff. Engaging posts. Engaging posts would be like where you're asking people for their opinion, asking them to choose between A, B, C, and D, asking them what they're doing for the weekend, asking them what holiday traditions they do. That kind of stuff is engaging. And so when you're starting, just think about starting small, starting simple. If you're just starting to post on Facebook or Instagram, think about posting 4 or 5 times a week, and maybe 2 of those posts max being about Plexus. If you're posting regularly but you're kind of inconsistent, just make it a goal to be consistent. I'm going to post every single day, 7 days a week, and at least 2 of those posts are going to be about Plexus. If you're already consistently posting 6 to 7 days a week, increase that. It used to be on Instagram, and the algorithms can always change, but it used to be on Instagram, for example, that you would only want to post once a day. Now that's changed. Posting twice a day on Instagram is great. Posting twice a day on Facebook is great. And so you're going to increase your algorithm, you're going to increase your interaction if you're more active on Facebook and Instagram. You don't want to be posting 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. Sometimes you'll post 3 times, and that's fine. But another tip I'll give you on social media is that if you do a post and it's getting a ton of engagement, that means a lot of people are commenting, they're liking, they're sharing, they're saying a lot. Let that be your post for the day. Let that post just ride. Because some days you'll only need 1 post if it's getting a ton of interaction. But if you've been consistent, you can up that to 2 per day, maybe sometimes 3 on Facebook. So there is so much more we could say about social media, but the very, very, very most important thing that I could say to you is love your audience. Love the people that follow you. It doesn't matter if you have 300 followers, 3,000 followers, or 30,000 followers. If you love your people well, your social media will grow. If you are empowering, encouraging, inspiring, sharing great testimonials and information, you are going to be building a bigger social media presence. And over time, those people will be the people that support you in your business. They'll share your social media accounts with other people, and your reach will expand. So take care of who you already have instead of feeling like you don't have enough. Because if you take care of what you have, you will eventually have more. And I'm a perfect example of that. I went from 150 Facebook friends, no Instagram, to now having an Instagram with almost 8,000 followers and $1 million+ a year business. So if you don't think you can do it, if you don't think you're social media savvy, that is not the truth. You need to tell yourself a different story. You can do this. So my challenge to you this week is to choose consistency on social media. Stop making excuses for not being consistent and not showing up for those people that are following you, and choose consistency. Make up a social media schedule and stick to it. And that's what we have for you this week. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I've got little grapes playing over here and all kinds of stuff getting smashed into my keyboard. So that's my signal to get going. Thank you so much, guys. Aloha.